Well, good day everyone, it's been quite a while. Just a bit of an overview on the sim and what's happened so far. There's a couple of guys that out of towners that can't come to the sim. One is a GA pilot and the other guy wants, well, they both want to build their own simulator after hearing about this. And so I'll try and explain how it all came to be. For starters, as in my previous videos, overhead panel, aft overhead, forward overhead panel. They're just blanks, or you get them in a kit form. I got mine from Dragonet in Poland, and you just put your own switches in. It comes with all the switches and rotaries, but I got better quality ones for myself and installed them. The electrical panel, that's from Open Cockpits. The exhaust gas temperature gauge is from Open Cockpits, as is the duct pressure gauge. Other gauges I've just put servos on, they're not working at the moment. Little servos or micro servos, but that's another story. The main instrument panel is from the same company, Dragonet in Poland, and you know, it's they're not expensive. And again, I use my own switches. I made my own ASA setups, handmade, installed my own switches. The annunciators, they all came from Dragonet. The EFIS, main instrument mode control panel, I beg your pardon, came from Open Cockpits. This one over here is a dummy at the moment, that came from HISPA panels. I'll get around to fixing that one day. These annunciators, fire warning, master caution and 6-pack, very cool. Again from Dragonet, but modified. I beg your pardon, actually this one here is from Sysmo Solutions. Of course, now behind these panels are stripped down flat screen monitors, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and to run those they each have to have their own video output. That video output, just hang on a sec, I'll just get off this chatter in the background. So in each computer, it's being run by the main computer at the back, which I'll show you shortly, secondary computer that runs three of those. These computers require at least 2 video cards each, so you can run 4 panels or screens off of each computer, and that's what I've done. An extra screen, of course, is the Open Cockpits flight management computer. That's a separate screen in itself that is set up, and I've just rebuilt this pedestal out of parts that I've had left over from my old GA simulator, the VR Insight CDU2 it's called, but it's just a flight management computer. Excellent unit, it really is a good unit. I like the screen, it's sharper and way better than the Open Cockpit ones. You know, you can run everything from here. This is the entire software suite that runs the cockpit itself. We'll just switch some power on and we'll go on some ground power and hook up the air. You can see the duct pressure gauge rising, and we'll have some screens come up soon once they boot up. This was all leftover bits and pieces which I've put in. Now we'll go on some ground power. I'll get rid of that warning. A VR Insight M panel That's works okay. In fact, it's a very versatile little unit. Most the only the necessary switches on the fire panel work. Tests. Okay, you can see that. Only the ones that need to be used, the rest are just dummies. These are just rotary switches. They're not hooked up at the moment. Cockpit sonic throttle quadrant, had no end of trouble with it. It was broken, loose screws, blah blah blah. Anyway, that's another story in another video. Just simple Cytec yoke and pedals. It'll do for now. It's fine for me. It would be nice to have the really well simulated ones that you can get around the place. Now this screen there is run off of this one. That screen on that flight management computer is run off that computer there. The console, which is ProSim 737, runs off that second computer. And there we are, we're all booted up now. It's a little bit light in here, but I'll darken it down in a minute. So we have ground power. We haven't got the APU on at the moment. I'll fire that up actually. We need fuel on. Fire up the APU. And that will come online. You'll see the exhaust gas temperature gauge starting to rise. So then we can go off of ground air and go on to APU, duct pressure air. So anyway, while that's doing that, we'll just come around here and show you how messy things can really get. Now on the screen, which is just a beige wall, I must paint it white one of these days when I get around to it. That is a projected image from a BenQ 1080 ST. ST stands for short throw projector, and it's really good. It's a little bit low in light for me. It's 2000 lumens, which you could use double, but for the price, it's the only that we paid for. We'll start back down here. That is the main sim computer. That's running 2 video cards. You will use lots and lots of USB ports. That's one of them. I've had no end of trouble with them. I've got that one off of Dick Smith Electronics, and that's been flawless so far. The one that gets everything off the overhead panel is a, what's it called, Digitech or some bloody thing. Well, that was a heap of crap that keep dropping out USB plugs, so I pulled it apart and resoldered all the joints behind it, and now it seems to be okay so far. Subwoofer down there running with 2 speakers, but like I say, you get lots of wires. Everything's put together by interface cables. We've got 3 little units down here, which are my dimmers for the backlighting. Interface card there is a Leo Bodner card, as is the one to the left of it. There are your inputs, which are all your switches. Over here is an Open Cockpit's outputs card, and they run all your LEDs. Your LEDs, which are for your annunciators, etc. Now you can see the stripped down monitors back behind here. But like I say, guys, you're going to use a lot of wire, lots and lots of wire. It is going to get messy if you're an untidy bugger like I am. I've seen worse, believe it or not. There's another, you might just be able to see another USB hub down there. That's the back end of the second computer. So there's 4 video outlets coming off of that. You don't need a powerful unit to drive your monitors. You just need video outputs, but you need a powerful unit to run the sim. This simulator at the moment, I'll just dull things down, put the blind down. Dull things down a bit. This is prepared version 2.1. you're getting a few wavy lines through here because of the refresh rates. That's as good as I can get it as we are. We're at Melbourne Airport on Bravo 23 gate, and I'm running Active Sky Next, which has just come out for Prepared 2.1, and it is fantastic. I think it's really good. So there you have that. This underneath the back end of the overhead panel that's just cover things up. It's just a thick rubber fitness mat. Actually, it insulates and it's safe. But there is all the wiring, etc. The annunciators, the LEDs, the backlighting, the interface cards, a servo card from Open Cockpits that runs a duct pressure gauge and any other gauges you want to run for servos. Another Leo Bodner card. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those to drive the switches alone. And there is an Open Cockpits outputs card and another one over there to run all the LEDs for all your annunciators. And there's well over 100 in the overhead panel itself alone. So that's what you're up against. It's a lot of work, but it's really good fun. The cabinet I made myself. I'm not a cabinet maker's bumhole, but it turned out right. I got a lot of ideas off the internet. YouTube is fantastic. Watching guys like, getting ideas from guys like Dave McKee, Brandon in the States. These guys are very inventive people, and they put me on the right track time and time again. Thanks again to you guys. But now it's darkened down. You can see how impressive it looks. I've shown another GA pilot, a local guy, this, and he actually owns his own RV4, and it just blew him away with all the switches. I mean, an RV4, you haven't got much to do as far as operating switches, etc. So there you have it, guys. I hope that puts you on the right track. Any other questions? Well, just write them in and I'll try and answer them for you. I'll make another video one of these days, in flight and landing, etc. Programming the flight management computer, and show you a bit more then. Okay, thanks for watching and good luck. See you later.